Well, hello, fellow worm farmers. This is Larry with Wiley Worm Farms coming to you one more time, and it's time again to feed our worms. I'm in bin, what I call bin number 100. It's actually my first bin that I started with 150 worms, and actually it was January of last year, and then March I put another 150 in there, and from there, you'll see what I got here. That was 300 worms that I purchased. Started with that. I'm going to peel back my plastic here for a moment. While I'm doing that, I'm going to show you something here, what I've got out. This little bin here, you get a picture of it, Mr. Cameraman. This little bin here, which is dirty, I just pulled some stuff out the other day. But this little bin here is actually what I started with. I put my first 150 worms in here, and then I got one about 2 or 3 times this size, and then I graduated to this bin right here. Now, let me lay this aside and get it out of my way. And my newspaper here now, let me encourage you, once you get your bin going, put you a piece of newspaper with it, because worms, just put a newspaper on there and put good moisture. Get your spray bottle and spray it down good, because worms love newspaper. So that actually it helps with the bedding, but it also helps to feed the worms. Now, if you run out of worm food in your bed, the worms will take to that paper. They will feed off a newspaper. They love it. Also, put cardboard. I've got some cardboard shredded up here, and what I use for cardboard basically is I use toilet paper rolls. Now, if you take toilet paper rolls and you soak them in water for just a very few minutes, they will separate. They will come apart, and then you put those through let them dry out, and then put them through a shredder. And that's what I also use for my bedding, and also my worm food. Worms eat that as well. So we'll get this all done. I'll put this aside. I think I'll finish up with this later, not bore you with all this. But I'll get in here and stir up my worm bin. And I encourage you folks, let me encourage you very much. I got something in here. I think it's a banana peel or something, some kind of food, but it's about gone. Let me encourage you to keep your worm bin at a good moisture. Keep a good check on your moisture. There's a banana peel right there. Keep a good check on your moisture. And everybody tells me the best way to check your moisture is take a handful of bedding and I won't squeeze this because I got worms in it. Take a handful and squeeze it with your hand. If you got a drop or two of water coming out, you got just about the right amount of moisture. When I started, I didn't have enough moisture in my bin, and I actually thought I had gotten it too wet. But once I got it too wet, I realized that's what I needed. It needed to be wet. I needed good moisture. We need good moisture in our bin, folks. Now, I had started feeding my worms some chicken pellets that I bought at the local Ace Hardware store here. But and what I do is I take those chicken pellets and I grind them up in like a little bullet grinder. But I had a problem, folks. My bullet grinder bit the dust, so I'm out of grinder. I gotta buy me another grinder. Now I'm on a tight budget here, so I don't want to sound like a tight one, but I'm having to be careful not to take funds out of my family, take away from my family. So anyway, very soon I will be selling some worms. In fact, I've got some worms ready to sell right now. And if you're interested in pure red wiggler worms, this bin right here, I don't guarantee to be pure red wiggler worms. And the reason for it is I bought these at Walmart. And even though Walmart says they're pure red wigglers, and the best I can tell they are, but I can't guarantee that. But everything else I have bought from people who guarantee that they are pure red wigglers. So I've got pure red wigglers available If you're interested, I will have my email address in the comments below. If you're interested, you can order some purebred wigglers. If you want to talk price, just send me an email. Okay? Well, there's the food. I'll tell you what I am going to do. I've got a little bit more of this chicken pellet left. Get a shot of that, Mr. Cameraman. There's my chicken pellet. And I was grinding up, but this is a part of my little bullet grinder, and it went kaput on me, so I got to buy another one. Maybe they will eat these pellets like they are. I hope so, because I don't have quite enough food. I thought I had enough food for it, but I don't have quite enough food. But what I started to tell you is, I actually started feeding my worms only chicken pellet, ground up chicken pellet. But I had some table scraps left over, and I put those table scraps in here, you know, just because they were there. I'm gonna take some coffee grounds here. Now they love coffee grounds. Your worms love coffee grounds. Just take a couple of handfuls, scatter them out. My family drinks enough coffee. We have plenty of coffee grounds. And if that's not enough, the local coffee shop, all I got to do is go by and they'll give me all I want. I actually got some from them and I wound up with too much, but here we go. All right, I think that's pretty good for the feeding there. And I will just kind of tear this up. I won't spend a lot of time on this because I'm taking up your time, folks, watching this, and I appreciate it. By the way, if you would, you know, in the comment section down there, leave all the comments or questions. I'll try to answer any question. And I really do appreciate your comments. And if you hadn't subscribed, I would appreciate if you would. That helps us a lot. I appreciate it. So while you're watching me finish this up here, I'm spraying down my newspaper here. Get it good and moist. While you're doing this, I like to try to offer a little bit of advice on worm farming. I've already told you one of the key things is keep your bin good and moist. That's probably one of the best things that I've learned. Number 2 is don't overfeed your worms. What I try to do is I try to feed my worms every 7 days. Now this particular bin, it's been about 9 or 10 days. But again, I got enough grounds and stuff in here, coffee grounds and newspaper to feed them. And speaking of newspaper, I'll tell you what I am going to do. I'm going to lift this newspaper. I just now shredded up some toilet paper rolls. So I think I'm going to lift this paper off here and put a little bit of toilet paper rolls in here. Because they, for some reason, they like, and I've got it soaked in a bucket over here. So I'll put a handful of this in here. I'll lift up my newspaper here and put a handful of this in here. Make sure my worms have got plenty to eat. Now this, I've just got a regular shredder. I intend pretty soon to get me a cross-cut shredder. A lot of my friends use cross-cut shredder, and they think that's just the greatest thing next to sliced bread, and it probably is. I want to get me one as soon as I can. But again, I'm having to be careful with my funds. I don't want to sound like a tightwad, but I have in my later years, I have actually become a tightwad. All right, I'll put my paper on here. Just take care of your worms. Look after them. Make sure you feed them good. You got plenty of food, but again, not too much. About a week's worth is what I like to do. I got my coffee grounds, and the only thing I have forgotten here is my eggshells, ground up eggshells. I'm about out of that. That's one of the reasons I got to get me another grinder, because I've got plenty of eggshells over there, but they haven't been ground up yet. But my email address is down at the bottom. You'll find it at the bottom. Also, there's a link to my other videos. I've got several videos now, and my videos are doing very well. I appreciate you watching those. Especially appreciate your comments. Any comment, any suggestion, hey, I'm open. I'm still learning. I've been in this just a little over a year now. This is actually 13 months now. And I'm enjoying it, having a good time. And now, folks, it's time to start making a little money. So if you'll buy some pure red wigger worms, I have them. I will send you a pound of pure red wigger worms. And for those starting off, I'll charge $65. Most people charge $70 plus for pure red wiggers, and I'll guarantee they're pure red wiggers, and I'll guarantee them to arrive safe, and none of them getting killed in the transit. If they do, I'll send you another one. Not dead ones, but live ones. But just hit that like button if you will. And remember to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. God bless you. See you then.